Hello, welcome to STH English. Everybody is waiting to hear from the White House, more importantly, to hear from Tehran. In fact, the White House is waiting to hear from Tehran, which is really kind of ironic. Meanwhile, the Iranians are having a ball of a time. They are making memes of Donald Trump and they are making outrageous fun of the way Americans are conducting themselves with regard to Iran. Let's have a look at this video, AI generated, but it tells you how the Iranians are mocking and on social media humiliating the Americans.
We are having very great negotiations with Iran. If Iran doesn't come to negotiate, we're going to bomb them.
2,000 years later.
So where are the Iranians? This is from Iran. All right. Then I will extend the ceasefire at Pakistan's request.
This makes for a lot of laughter, but this also tells you how the Iranians have developed a sense that they have the Americans nailed down to their own rhetoric. Donald Trump is to be squarely blamed for this kind of opportunity that he has provided to his regional arch enemy number one, Iran. But at the same time, the entire construct of the American policy also needs to be analyzed if you want to see why the Iranians, who have been battered with 24,000 attacks in the last 2 months, are sensing an opportunity to really go one up on the Americans. In the meanwhile, what we are seeing here in Islamabad is a lot of anticipation. Donald Trump has suggested, in fact, had suggested 18 hours ago that perhaps in the next 36 to 72 hours something will happen by way of a response from the Iranians. Nothing has happened so far. Islamabad is in a state of shutdown. The tables are there, but they are empty, and everybody is waiting to hear from the Iranians. I am told that in the back end, Pakistanis are engaged at the highest level with the Iranians, who are trying to put together a proposal to be put on the table, so that both the American proposal and the Iranian proposal is to be taken up simultaneously and be reconciled, which is kind of ironic because the last time around when J.D. Vance came to Islamabad, he left by suggesting that there is no give and take. It's only give by the Iranians and take by the Americans. That's not how the table is being laid out as I speak to you. It may change in the next 36 hours or 24 hours. Trump may get off the wrong side of the bed again. Or if there is a wrong side to his bed, it appears that there's no right side to his bed. There's only wrong side of his bed. And then shoots off another string of social media posts, which will aggravate the matter further. But from his last post, it looked as if he was really sobering up to the situation, which is not going in his favor. While Pakistan is pushing for mediation, this entire thing has become a lingering embarrassment for the Americans. The Iranians are not just piling up pressure through social media posts and by creating memes and videos full of laughter and banter, which is diplomatically embarrassing. They are also showing some muscle on the waters as well. They have seized 2 ships. For the first time, they've seized 2 ships which are of foreign origin. And these ships were searched, and they also released the video in which their revolutionary commanders, which run a separate naval unit altogether, are climbing up on the containers and searching and opening the doors and what you may have. They also have sent out a video about their speedboats, which the New York Times suggests the mosquito swarms. These speedboats are very interesting. They are positioned in caves which litter along the side of the shores touching the Strait of Hormuz, and they are well hidden. They can be activated at a very short notice, and they are so small that they normally escape the normal radar assessments. And they also have lethal weapons mounted on them, lethal enough to create sea lane disruptions and also take over ships. So the Iranians have released the videos of their mosquito swarms moving across the Strait of Hormuz, suggesting thereby that while the Americans may have been talking with great enthusiasm and contempt for the Iranians, suggesting that your navy has been decimated, all your naval ships are at the bottom of the sea, that your air force is not flying, that you are gone and you are a goner. The Iranians say that we have the kind of muscle available which is going to hold you permanently hostage to your own rhetoric, and also tell you that the cost of rhetoric is very high for you, that we can take over ships, that we can move our boats, and any maneuver to move through the Strait of Hormuz without our cooperation and consent is going to backfire. So Iranians are not just doing social media work, they are also doing some real groundwork as well. Do they have permanent cards that they keep on playing? Do they actually have the Americans by the scruff of the neck? Do they have them by the throat? Are they squeezing them hard? Is Trump losing? Frankly, that's going to be quite hyperbolic to suggest that this is happening. But for now, they seem to have recovered remarkably from the point where they were a couple of months ago. They looked down and out. The first round of talks, if you were to recall the body language, the Iranians were calm and composed, but at the same time, they didn't look the kind of factor on the table that would be calling the shots. They had the cards to play. They had agreed to pretty much everything, but it was the American delegation which wanted to do an upmanship and wanted to go one up or probably two up on the Iranians, and left the table saying that, take it or leave it, either our way or highway. In the end, frankly, now the Americans await on the highway and the Iranians are not coming, and the whole world is waiting. Meanwhile, fuel shortages are being predicted. Airlines are hiking up their cost of travel because jet fuel is in short supply. The inventories, emergency inventories are getting depleted. The on water oil shipments are drying up because new ones are not coming in. All of Asia, as one of the renowned columnists, Khurram Hussain, notes in his column in Dawn today, you have a sense of emergency, and this emergency is going to have ripple effect on the markets. So, there's a cascading effect of this state of suspended animation that the whole world is in, including our capital city, Islamabad. The one breakthrough that can come for these talks is for the Americans to let go of their idea that they can have a blockade of the Strait of Hormuz. However, the problem is that they are so committed to this blockade, reinforced by any number of social media posts by American president, that for them to climb down from this position will take a lot of doing. They cannot do it by losing some sort of a face. And that is something Donald Trump is refusing to do, because he realizes that if he were to lose face vis-a-vis Iran, he's going to lose many political points back home as well. Remember, midterms are coming up, and the forecasts, as we speak to our reporters in the U.S., our friends and colleagues who are watching the political landscape very closely, they tell us that Republicans are going to lose the midterm. The referendum in Virginia is one case in point. So Donald Trump is a person who claimed that he had taken to new heights the Republican Party's dwindling fortunes, that he had made America great again, seemed to have taken the Americans and his own country and his own party up to a pretty bad creek without a paddle. Is he going to come down from that position without losing face? That really is the key question holding everything hostage. If he agrees to the fact, reconciles to the fact that he doesn't have many cards left, that the time is kind of running out, yes, for the Iranians, but for him too, he'll climb down a bit and create space for negotiations. If he sticks to his guns, I think this crisis will linger on with devastating effect for the global economy, devastating effect for Asia as a region, bad effects for countries like Pakistan and others. But the worst sufferers will be the Republicans, America's reputation, and if he really cares, Donald Trump himself.